Hi, my name's Gwen, and this is Yoga for Health or Yoga for Stress. And this class is for anyone at any level, and we would like for you to use a couple blocks if you have them and strap, and be able to get up and down on the floor. Other than that, you'll be good to go. So let's get started. Let's come into a comfortable seated pose. If you're comfortable with a cross-legged position, that's absolutely fine. If this bothers your knees or hips, feel free to extend the legs out straight. That's absolutely fine also. So come into whatever feels good to you. Lift tall through the spine, roll your shoulders back, and close your eyes for a moment just to take a few deep breaths. So let's inhale and feel your ribs expand, your chest rise, your shoulders roll back. And exhale, let it go. And again, inhale, expand and open. Exhale and release. One more. Inhale, expand and open. Exhale and release. Taking a moment to just be aware of where you are, that you've landed on your mat for this practice. Now let's open your eyes, and I like to start with neck work. So let's lower your right ear and roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand and let it rest above the left ear. So you're not pulling, you're just letting the weight of the arm rest above the ear. Reach your left hand to the mat. Big deep breath, and as you exhale, just relax into it, softening the muscles. Inhale, big breath again. Exhale. And continue breathing deeply at your own pace, feeling that stretch with each exhale. Now finish the breath that you're on, release, bring your head back to center. Lift long and tall through the spine again, and then lower to your left side. Take your left hand, let it rest above the right ear, and again, you're just letting the weight of the arm sink into that space above the right ear. Big deep breath, inhale, exhale, soften. Inhale, big breath, exhale, letting go. Letting go of tightness, letting go of tension. You're going to hear me say that phrase a lot through this practice, letting go. That's what we're about today, is release, letting go. Letting go of all those things that do not serve you. Now release, come back to center, roll your shoulders back a bit, and then drop your chin forward. You want to let the weight of the head just come forward, let the head hang. Feel what's happening through the neck. Slowly turn your head side to side. And then bring both hands behind your head, lace them together. Let the weight of the arms just take over with the weight of the head. Then release. And roll your shoulders back. A few little circles here to kind of bring a little warmth to the shoulders. And reverse. Rolling forward. And soften. Now bring your arms out and make a loose fist. We're going to rotate the arms forward, twisting as far as you can, and then rotate back. And forward, and back, and forward, and back, forward, and back, and forward, and back, and again, and back, and one more, and back. And then bring the arms in cactus pose. So you want your elbows to be even with your shoulders. And we're going to keep the elbows up and just lower the hands. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale and down. Inhale and up, up. This will fatigue your shoulders very quickly, so don't be surprised. And we'll do 3 more. Down and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And then bring your elbows together, palms together. Keep your elbows up, squeeze them, and open, wide. Exhale, and open, and exhale, and open, and exhale, and open. One more, and open, and relax and shake it out. Take a few deep breaths and just really notice the warmth, the feeling of your shoulders, the softening of the muscles. Breathe in, breathe out. And let's sweep your arms up, reaching way up, inhaling deeply, and reach to the ceiling, side to side, lengthening those side ribs each time. Inhale, reach, exhale, inhale, reach, exhale, and again, exhale, and again, exhale. One more set, reach, exhale, and reach, exhale. And then reach both arms up really high and come forward. Come forward, let the hands rest on the mat. Take a breath, let your head hang. You're not forcing, you're not pushing towards anything, you're just letting gravity work with the weight of your head and your upper body. You may be all the way here, you may be pretty high up, that's okay. Just let the head drop. Breathe in, coming as far forward as the hands will go, and relax the upper body. Let it hang, let it go loose. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands wider than your shoulders. Take a big breath, and as you exhale, lean into your left. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean into your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Now walk your hands back to the center and back towards your legs. Big deep breath. And let's extend the legs for a moment. Just shake them out. Sometimes they get a little pins and needles feeling when you're in that pose for very long. So just shake your legs out for a few moments. Wiggle your feet. Take a breath. Now you can stay here if you like, or come back to Sukhasana with the crossed ankles. So whatever you like. You can be straight out or crossing your ankles. And then extend your right arm up. Get very long. We're leaning into the left side. So you bring your left hand down, reach out, and you can stay here or come down to the elbow, whatever feels right to you this morning. So find that, or you can just be halfway in between if you want. Reach through your right arm. Your right arm goes alongside your right ear. You're trying to keep your right hip down, reaching to the left wall. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, twist and let the hand come down to the mat. Pause for a moment. Look as far left as you can. Then inhale and reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. And again, twist. Inhale, reach. 2 more. And twist. And reach. And twist. And reach. And come back up. Extend through your left arm. Get really long. Again, bring the right hand down. Either come to the hand, to the elbow, or halfway in between, and reach. Get long through the left ribs. We're not symmetrical. One side's going to feel a little looser than the other. It's just the way we're made. So reach as far as you can, and then lower. Twist. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Inhale. Reach. And exhale. Inhale. Reach. And exhale. And again. And exhale. And one more. Reach. And exhale. And then come back and lift to center. Big deep breath. And let's turn. We're going to turn to the right. So take your left hand, hold on to the right knee. Bring your right hand behind your hip. Get tall and twist to the right side of the room with the spine really nice and tall. Look over your right shoulder. Use your hands as leverage to really deepen through the twist. Beginning to really wake up the back, wake up the spine, and unwind. And same thing for the other side, left hand to right knee, or right hand to left knee, and twist. Get tall, look over your shoulder. And come back to center. Big deep breath. And let's lie back on the mat. So, comfortable, knees are bent, feet are flat. Lower to the mat. Take a big breath. Inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands down, palms down, slightly under your hips. Knees to your chest. And extend the legs up. Flex your feet. Let's lower the right leg almost to the mat. And once you get down there, point your toe and lift. And same thing with the left leg. Lower almost there, point and lift. And switch, right? And lift, left, and lift, right, and lift, and left, and lift, right, and lift, and left, and lift, and right, and lift, and left, and lift. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your right hand to your left knee. We're going to pull both knees to the right. Look over your left shoulder. And think about what's happening in the shoulder and the shoulder blade. You want to sink that towards the mat if you can. Looking to the left. And notice if you're holding on and if you feel like it's hovering above the mat, see if you can take a big deep breath and release and just let go of that muscle. Let it soften and sink downward towards the mat. Letting go. Inhale and exhale. And then come back to center. Bring the knees up. And extend the right arm out. Left hand, hold on to your knees, pull them to the left, and look over the right. Invite your shoulder blade to soften and release. Breathe in, breathe out. And come back to center. Cross your ankles. Let's rock up. And come all the way forward onto all fours in tabletop. The tabletop, your hands are as wide as your shoulders, under your shoulders. Your knees are about as wide as your hips. And coming into cow pose, You drop your belly, you're going to feel the stretch in your belly as you reverse, as you come into the stretch, opening through the heart, shoulders back. So this is that sway back cow shape, and then reverse it, rounding the back, looking at your knees into the angry cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Again, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And come back to a neutral spine. Now walk your knees back and come onto your belly, and let's make a pillow with your arms. Let your elbows wing out and turn your head to the side, doesn't matter which. Now close your eyes for a moment and just notice your neck and shoulders. Notice any tightness, any tension. Big deep breath. Invite the shoulders and the neck to soften, to let go. See if you can relax through the shoulders, through the middle of your back, through the neck. And then lift and turn to the other side. It's going to feel different. One side's always looser than the other. So turn to the other side. Notice how that feels. And invite those muscles to soften, to release. Inhale, and come back to center. Now extend the arms out, turning so the palms are facing one another. You're on the outer edge, the little finger edge of your hands, pressing down into the mat. And let's inhale and lift the right arm and the left leg. Then exhale down, inhale, switch, exhale down, inhale, switch. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Now inhale both arms, both legs up, reach, breathe in, breathe out. And release. Relax for a moment. Notice the low back. Creates a little heat to do these poses. Big deep breath. And then slide back and slide your hands under your shoulders. So all these little back bends that we're doing, which is they're sort of what we call baby back bends, they create a little more energy. They're good to do in the beginning of your practice. And they also create a little heat, which helps to warm up the muscle group. So squeeze your elbows into your ribs, and this is baby cobra. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders, roll the shoulders back, and lift the hands and the feet. Hug your elbows into your ribs. Work your breath, inhale and exhale. And then release, come down, relax the head. Rock the hips for a moment, take a breath. So this next pose is called locust. And you're holding on, you're clasping your hands behind your back. So if that works for you, you lace your fingers together and straighten your elbows. If that's not happening, you can use a strap, a belt, a towel, a sock, whatever you have handy. And you want to hold the strap about as wide as your hip bones and reach back in that way. So You're either clasping your fingers together, reaching back, or holding on to your strap, reaching back. Keep your feet down for this part and just reach back as far as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. Really roll the shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. And then release. Relax for a moment. Let the shoulders relax to the mat. And hang on to the strap if you want. And let's repeat. So you can either use the strap or clasp your hands together. Roll the shoulders back. Straighten the elbows. And then lift the legs this time. Exhale and release. Rock your hips a little bit. Take a moment, just relax. And then bend your knees. Wave your legs back and forth. So this sort of loosens up the hips a little bit and also warms up the muscles in the front of your thighs. Those are your quadriceps, 4 big muscles there. Rocking back and forth. And then with the knees still bent, you can lean your feet together if you want. Reach back again and then lift the knees. They don't go far. They only lift maybe a half inch, quarter inch. Reach back. If they lift a lot more than that, then you're pretty loose through the low back. So this is something that most of us are fairly tight in that area. Get as much lift as you can. This is called skydiver. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice that once in a while when you're in this pose, you may get cramping in your thigh or your calf. If you do, just release, just come out of it for a moment. And release. Again, relax the legs, rock your hips a little bit. Now you can repeat that if you like, or you can bend the knees and grab the ankles. This is called bow pose, so it's yogi's choice. Skydiver or bow. Inhale and lift. Work that breath. And release. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Take a breath and let's lift into tabletop once more. Take a big breath, bring the knees wide. We're going to come into a rest pose called Child's Pose. Sink your bum back to your heels, arms extended. You can make a pillow if you want with the arms. Rest your head on your forearms. You could rest your head on a block if you like, or bring your head all the way to the mat. In this rest pose, just see what you can let go of. By that, I want you to see if you can target any areas that are really tight, that are tense, that are kind of hanging on. Take a deep breath. Invite those areas to soften and release. Inhale, come back into tabletop. Bring the knees back under your hips and tuck your toes in, and let's lift into downward dog. Lifting into downward dog, you want to make some adjustments first. Look at your feet. They're about as wide as your hips. Sink your heels down and look at your ankles. Don't let them collapse inward. Try to rotate those ankle bones out. Sink the heels down. Bring your weight back into the legs, away from the wrists. Now, if you're up on the balls of your feet, they're just not sinking down, that's absolutely fine. Just bend the knees a little bit. Take the stress off the hamstrings. So come into whatever works for you, sinking the heels down, relaxing, letting the head hang between the arms, breathing deep. Inhale and exhale. I remember when I was first learning yoga and they told me that this is a resting pose. I didn't believe them for a long time, but it is a way to kind of settle in and relax for a moment, as long as you're following the guidelines that work for your body. A couple more deep breaths. And let's walk to the front of the mat. Take your time, come up to the front of the mat, and lift up halfway. Inhale, begin to roll up, stacking one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up and relax. So we're going into a version of Sun Salutation that you're not moving your feet. This is called half Sun Salutation. But what we work with when we do this version is we're really focusing on the major hinges of the body. That's the hips and the shoulders. So your feet are about as wide as your hip bones. Knees are soft. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up. And then exhale, bow forward, bend at the hips, knees are soft. Come forward, relax. And then inhale, hands on your shins, lift up halfway. Back is flat. And then exhale, bow forward again, big deep stretch. And then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to your heart. Okay, so I'm going to turn so you get a side view. And let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, knees soft. Come forward, sort of hang loose here. Now hands on your shins, lift up with a flat back, look ahead. And then exhale, come down again, holding on to your calves. Come into a real deeper stretch. Aim your head towards your legs. Then release. Sweep the arms out and up. Hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Big deep stretch, hang loose for a moment. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bow forward again. Big deep stretch. Feel that through the back of your legs. And then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bow forward. Sweep the arms out and up. Hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward, hang loose. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow forward a little deeper. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Hands to your heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bow forward again. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Big deep breath. One more. And relax. Coming into warrior one. Step your right leg back. We're in a high lunge. And your right foot is always at a 45-degree angle. You want to protect your knees. And that's the reason we're kind of picky about that sometimes. Left foot is pointing forward. Bend the left knee. See if you can stack that left knee on top of the left ankle. And then you're squeezing these muscles in the inner thighs. You can squeeze them towards the middle. Bend that left knee and come into your pose. Reach your arms up. You want to have some space between your shoulders and your earlobes. And come into warrior one. If you feel like it's not quite happening, you might want to go a little wider. Walk your foot back, or you might want to shorten your stance. But do try to keep that left knee above the left heel. So figure out how wide you want to be. That really just depends on your leg length. So it's a personal thing. There's no right or wrong. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Drop your tailbone. Really engage your core muscles. Pull those belly muscles in towards your spine. Make them work. Breathe in. Breathe out. The other part to this is you're pressing the feet down. You're anchoring in this pose. Press the big toes into the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs to the middle. Find that strength in this pose. It's a simple pose and a very powerful pose. Then relax your arms. Let them hang. So we're going to shift into a balance pose called airplane, and it's a version, it's a modification of version Warrior 3. So you put your weight into the left leg, sort of walk that right leg forward. Center the left hip over the left foot, hip bones forward, lift the right leg. Arms back, heart forward. Take your time, find your center, find your breath. And then step back, come back into Warrior 1. Reach the arms up. Take a couple deep breaths. You're resetting the pose. So build it from the feet up. And then let's come into Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, you're turning your hips to the long edge of the mat. You keep your left knee pointing forward, arms in T-pose. Try to keep the arms even. It's real tempting to do this. So try to keep the arms even and look over your left hand. Work the breath. While you're in these poses, which are relatively simple poses, sometimes the mind will wander. And if you notice you're thinking about lunch or a meeting or a conversation, try to bring your focus back to the body, back to the breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel what's happening in the body. See what you can let go of. Then turn the left palm up. Lower the right hand to the thigh. We're reaching up. There's a slight bend in your left arm. You're looking up into the crook of your elbow. Breathing deep. Inhale and exhale. And release. And step back to the front of your mat. I'm going to switch sides, but you stay where you are. You're going to bring your left leg back. Front knee is bent. And again, we're building Warrior 1. So the front knee is bent, back leg is fairly straight. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Press the big toes down. Draw your belly in. Work your breath. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the middle and reach up. Bring your arms down and put your weight forward into the right leg. Coming into Warrior 3, arms back, center over your right foot, lift the left up, and find that breath. Fall out of it, come right back in. and come back into Warrior One. One side's always shakier than the other. It's just the way we're made. Take another big deep breath, resetting the pose. And then turn for Warrior Two. So the right arm is reaching forward, left arm is back. Try to keep the arms even. Hips and chest face the long edge of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Then turn your palm up, reach up, let that left hand reach down the left leg. There's a slight bend in your right arm. Look up towards the bend in the elbow. And release. And let's come into a wide stance. Feet are parallel. They're about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. We're bowing forward. Send the heart forward. Bring the hands down. Let the head hang. Let's go to the right, to your right, holding on to your foot or your ankle. You're twisting a bit and aiming the center of your chest to the right leg. Bow into it. Knees can be bent, whatever feels good to the back of your legs. Breathe deeply. Come back to center. Go to the other side, center, and bow into it. Bow into that left leg. Breathe deep. And come back to center. Lift up. Come all the way up. And bring your hands behind your back. Lace your fingers together. Here, if you're not comfortable with this, if you can't grab your fingers, you can always take a strap. You're going to hold the strap about shoulders width apart. So you're either holding onto your hands or holding onto the strap. You roll your shoulders back. You lift your hands away from the hips and really open through the collarbones. Then bow forward and bring the arms up and over, letting the head hang. Again, feel free to bend your knees if that feels better. Whatever feels okay to your legs. Breathe in, breathe out. And then inhale and roll up. Very good. Turn your right foot 90 degrees. Turn your left foot in. Again, we're protecting the back knee. So turn that left foot in, keep the back leg straight, arms go in T-pose. You're reaching to your right. You're getting really long and going to tilt, looking up at the top hand. Try to stack that top shoulder over and get really long from fingertip to fingertip, stacking your shoulder and your ear over your leg. Breathe deep. This is triangle pose. Utthita Trikonasana. Then inhale, come back up, and spin your feet around. Same thing, other side. You're pointing your foot towards the front of the mat. You're bringing the back foot at a 45-degree angle. Arms in T-pose. Reach and tilt. Bring the back of the hand against the inside of the leg. Extend the top arm. Look up. And then inhale and come back up and relax. Take a breath. Step to the front of your mat. And let's inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow forward. Lift up halfway. Bend your knees. Drop your hips. Coming down to the mat into a seated position with the legs out front. This pose is a seated forward fold. It's called Paschimottanasana Asana, or seated forward fold. Reach your arms up. Exhale, come forward. Hold on to something. Now, if you can't reach your feet, that's what a strap is really good for. You wrap it around the soles of your feet, bend your elbows, flatten the back. That's really important. If you round the back, you're not going to get much benefit in this pose. So a flat back activates the muscles in the hips and the back of the legs. So you're getting more work, more benefit of the pose. So flatten the back. Don't worry about how far forward you go. Keep your back flat, aim your heart forward, and then relax your chin. Let the back of the neck get long. Close your eyes. This is a good pose to close your eyes in. You just let gravity work with you, holding on tightly to the feet or the strap, closing your eyes, feeling that stretch through the legs, through the back of the legs, through the hips. Breathing deep. And inhale, and come back up. And relax. Let's bend the right knee. We're going to bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. If this leg is up in the air, take a block or a blanket or whatever you have handy and stack it underneath the leg so that the weight of the leg is not pulling the low back out of alignment. Center over your straight leg. Bow into it. And again, you can use your strap or hold on to the foot or ankle. Aim your heart. Flatten your back. Relax your chin. Inhale, roll up. Bring the knee up. Cross over. Wrap your left arm around the leg. Bring your right hand behind. Roll that right shoulder back. Look as far as you can. Use your left arm to really work as leverage to twist a little deeper, looking over that shoulder. Back is tall. And unwind. Same thing, other side. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Support the knee if the leg is up in the air, center, and bow forward. Back is flat. Elbows are bent, shoulders back, heart forward. Relax the neck. Inhale, roll up, bring the knee up, cross the left foot over, bring the left hand behind. You're going to wrap your right arm around and twist, looking over the left shoulder. Back is long and tall. Now let's lie back on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And then lower your feet. Cross the right thigh tightly over. Bring the knees to your chest. Hold on to your shins. Aim your head towards your knees. Pulling everything towards the chest. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And release. Arms go out in T-pose. Keep your legs crossed. Lift your bum, scoot it over to the right, and drop your knees to the left. And look over your right shoulder. Big deep breath. Again, let go. See what you can let go of. Relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the back, the hips, the neck. Come back to center. Untangle the legs. Left foot or left leg tightly over. Bring the knees to your chest. Hold on to the shins. Aim your head towards the knees. Release. Arms go out in T-pose. Lift. Scoot the bum to the left. Knees go right. Look over your left shoulder, letting the shoulder sink towards the mat, softening through the shoulder blade. And then come back to center. Square your hips up. It is time for Shavasana, which is our deep relaxation. Extend the legs out. If you're tempted to skip this part, don't. This is a big part of the practice, and it just allows you to have a few minutes of settling in and centering and sort of letting all the work you've done begin to marinate in your body. Arms are relaxing by your side. If you're not comfortable with your legs straight, bend your knees, let the knees tilt in, or turn to your side. Close your eyes. Take a big deep breath. Exhale. Inhale through your nose, big breath. Exhale through your mouth. One more. And then let your breath go soft and natural. Allow everything to sink into the mat. Let all the sounds that you hear take you deeper. Just allow yourself a few moments to melt. Then begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can turn to your side, gently come up to a seated pose. Your hands together. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste, y'all.